And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Start off with a warning that's out here for the Yakutat area for tonight, looking for 6 inches of snow there, so heavy snow warning there. Also a heavy snow warning up here for the Klondike Highway, Haines, and those areas on up to Skagway. That's for tomorrow and tomorrow night for 7 to 15 inches of snow in that area. And winter weather advisories here to the south of that zone for lesser amounts of snow. And from there, moving to satellite imagery, can see moisture shifting northward here across the southeast coast, also westward, bringing some snow and rain into the North Gulf Coast with heavy snow reported this afternoon at Valdez, as well as Gulf Canada and the Copper River Basin. Clouds moving north of the Alaska Range into the Yukon Flats area. Otherwise, still pretty good. Back to the west here, and some clouds bringing some rain there, kind of a weak front right through this area along the Alaska Peninsula there, bringing freezing drizzle, St. Paul Island, areas of light precipitation for the eastern Aleutians, again northeastward there toward Kodiak Island, and that front kind of draped along and just north of the Aleutian chain out there. And most of that really just sliding from west to east here, a little bit of a northward push here with another system down to the south getting onto the picture here in the last frame. On the chart, there's that front with mixed precipitation associated with it there for the Aleutians, all the way up to the southwest coast, very light up in this area here, and really not all that heavy along the frontal boundary itself. And we've got this low here in the Gulf of Alaska, kind of a weaker system there, but the front pulling moisture northward and westward, snow making it into Portage. And during the afternoon hours, light snow carrying 8 miles visibility there. Otherwise, again, the heavy snow there in the Valdez area, working northward there into Gulf Canada, and increasing clouds over the eastern interior areas. Gusty northeast winds here across Seward Peninsula, areas of the southwest coast there, in towards St. Lawrence Island. Couple of higher wind gusts at Valdez, Nome, 53 mile an hour peak wind gusts there. Marshall had about 45 miles an hour. Otherwise, areas mostly in the 25 gusts, 35 mile per hour range. Strong northeast winds through the passes of the western Brooks Range there with higher pressure right along the central Arctic coast. And for the forecast for tonight, this portion of the front really just washes out, leaving an area of light snow behind from Nunivak Island down to the Pribilofs. Some rain and snow here for the Alaska Peninsula, eastern Aleutians. Still looking at a complex mixture of precipitation here for the North Gulf Coast areas on up in toward the Copper River Basin and in toward Kodiak Island, Bristol, northeast Bristol Bay there. But whatever gets on the other side of the Aleutian Range there will be very light. And still looking at the heavy snow again coming in toward the Lynn Canal Glacier Bay area. Heavy snow warning again tonight for Yakutat with mixed precipitation right on down the southeast coast. And for the day on Sunday, tomorrow, we've got pretty good precipitation in the form of rain or snow. Again, looking at mixed precipitation on Sunday here. Cook Inlet, western Cook Inlet, southern and western Cook Inlet to the Alaska Range, eastward here along the North Gulf Coast and into mainly the northern and central southeast coast with dry conditions down toward Prince of Wales Island over toward Ketchikan area. Next system coming northward here, increasing the wind and rain for Kodiak Island. This low keeping it occasionally wet and cloudy for the Alaska Peninsula, and scattered rain and snow showers for the Aleutians. Drier as you head north here with gusty northeast winds through the northern Bering Sea. Still pretty breezy here for much of the western interior areas, but drier, losing the clouds around St. Lawrence Island on up to the northwest coast and around Kotzebue in those areas. Then the outlook for Monday, next big storm here coming northward, now just southeast of Kodiak Island. Front coming a little farther to the north there, bringing gale and storm force winds with it into the Gulf of Alaska, back down toward Kodiak, and look for an increase in the wind and precipitation. Again, pretty complex mixed precipitation pattern here for the North Gulf Coast and the inland areas, anywhere from plain snow to plain rain, freezing rain, sleet, a mixture of any one of the three there occurring across southern Alaska. Mostly dry for the southeast coast, though, with just right on the edge there for the northern panhandle. Up here to the north, we've got an area of light snow extending from the eastern Brooks Range right on down in toward Norton Sound, and some light snow occurring over the southwest coast, with this low producing mostly rain and snow showers here for the Alaska Peninsula and the eastern Aleutians. And continued northeast winds continues to push colder air south and southwestward, so look for cloudy skies with scattered snow showers to the western and central Aleutians. Lows for tonight, not as cold as last night, 56 below at Tok. Be milder tonight. As you can see here, anywhere from 15 to 35 below over the eastern interior and the north slope as well. 30 to 42 below up in that area, milder along the Arctic coast, but still well below zero. Upper 30s, Kodiak Island, and teens and 20s, south central Alaska. Teens in the northern panhandle, 30s to the south, and lower to mid 30s for the Aleutians, lower 20s for the Pribilofs, right around zero up towards St. Lawrence Island. Highs tomorrow, mid 30s for the Pribilofs, upper 30s and near 40 for the Aleutians, Alaska Peninsula into the lower 40s. Same thing for Kodiak Island, near 40 for Homer, and up into the lower 20s there, or mid 20s for south central Alaska, staying below zero barely for the Copper River Basin. Milder, as you can see here, up into the Tanana Valley area and 40-mile country, with upper 20s in the northern panhandle, with lower 40s out toward the south and southwest coast. Lows for Monday morning, again 25 to 40 below for the north slope on out to the Arctic coast, with anywhere from 0 to 10 or 15 below in the interior here, and then 20s for the lows south central Alaska, upper 30s for the low for Homer, near 40 for Kodiak, and again that upper 20s or mid 20s here for the northern panhandle, right around 32 for Juneau, about the same out here over the Aleutians. And then the highs coming up well into the 40s. Sitka down toward Klawock and Craig, forecasting upper 40s there. And here for the North Gulf Coast, lower 40s, Kodiak Island and Homer into northeast Bristol Bay area, with mid 30s, mid to upper 30s, all the way up into the Susitna Valley, lower 20s in areas of the Copper River Basin, and colder north of the Alaska Range, with the coldest temperatures still for the North Slope and the Arctic coast.